fourth time I've introduced myself today because if you have not seen on my channel, or if you're just like randomly scrolling and you came across this, my name is Becca. And this is my super awesome, wonderful good friend Liz, who has been humoring me all day as we are recording our opinions and thoughts of Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. We are now on episode 4, Fall, Autumn. The last one, we have eaten, because not only are we just binge watching, we are binge eating. And we have had pancakes, cheeseburgers, and fries, and Chinese food, and now we are on a delicious home-baked pie. As we have been doing this since 1 p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m.
Yep.
And I have no idea what time it is now.
It is now 10?
It's now 9:37.
Okay.
So
like a full 9 hours.
Full 8 hours. Like this would be like a full day's worth of work. Full work day we got going on. So we got some full bellies. We're getting on to dessert. We are going to watch this last episode. We will be back with you to share our thoughts, our feelings,
our tears.
Our tears. I can't believe it's like ending. I feel like I need more. We have not seen Dean. We have not seen Christopher.
No, and we have not seen Sookie.
And we have not seen Sookie yet. So we have a lot of people that we are waiting to still see if they come in. I know Dean's gonna come in, but will Christopher come in?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty darn curious. So, all right, we will see you in a second. Done without that ending. I don't like that ending.
It was very perfect until the last line.
Yeah, it was really good up until...
I'm trying to piece things together in my head right now. Like, what was the intent of that last line?
But if you think about it though, okay, think about it. She has the whole thing with she goes to Christopher and she talks to Christopher and they have that whole moment, and now with that line, that whole interaction sort of makes sense because she's, you know, thinking about now doing motherhood on her own, leaving Logan out of it.
I have feelings.
I have feelings. I also want to check my SD card and see how much space I have on it. I've got like a minute on it, and I need to change the battery. Okay. Be back. We're going to do a different SD card. Well, we sort of collect ourselves.
Yeah.
From that ending.
And hopefully try to make sense of it at 11:30.
At 11:30. Hey, so we just spent like 5 minutes searching for an SD card, and in those SD moments, which is only mere seconds in YouTube editing world, but I'm not as upset with the way that it ended. Only because the conversation she had with
It was a nice
Christopher.
conversation. Oh my gosh, I still can't really form full sentences, it seems
About
like.
it?
Yeah.
I mean, so much was like shared and expressed in that episode. And for me, I was kind of wondering, like, how are they even going to end it? Like, how is this going to be all wrapped up? Especially after Summer, which was so
tumultuous
and like depressing for us. I was like, how are they going to do it? And yet they just do it in this really great, fantastic way from, I mean, I don't even remember, what was the opening scene was like, was it Lorelai?
It was Lorelai getting ready for the Wild experience.
Yeah.
For like, doing Wild, the book, not the movie.
Not the movie. We both read the book.
We did. And
then we saw the movie
together.
Which, by the way, I just have to point out, there was like so many references within this like show that, first of all, they referenced Buffy the Vampire Slayer twice. Doyle, if y'all aren't huge Buffy fans, which I am a massive, massive Buffy fan, Doyle is a part of the big bad in Buffy season, I want to say 6. So it was probably, they were the big bad before kind of like the season sort of wrapped up. In like season 7, because I think they only had 7 seasons. But anyways, so it's like you have Doyle, you have that as like a Buffy person, and then you had 2 Buffy references, one in winter and then a second in fall. And for me, that's like 5 by 5, like Buffy references, yes. So yes. By the way, 5 by 5 comes from Faith, just in case anybody wants to know.
I'm just sitting here shrugging. I'm sorry.
I know you're not a big Buffy fan, but I was like, oh my god, Buffy. And then also, they brought up Katy Perry.
They did.
They brought up Katy Perry.
Which is one of our big things together.
Yeah, this is like one of a huge thing. Like, Liz and I went to New York together to see Katy Perry, and it was super fun, and yes, we cried at the Katy Perry concert because...
No shame.
No shame. But, yeah, so having Katy Perry be a reference on top of Wild being a reference, right. I mean, really, this show was made for us.
It was. And she didn't even mention all the Game of Thrones references in Summer, which it's pretty funny they put in the Summer episode because of the winter is coming thing. Yeah, I think they would have put it in the winter episode, all the Game of Thrones references.
But maybe not, because isn't Game of Thrones like super dark, and like the summer episode was super depressing?
I guess you're right.
It was like a super dark
you have
episode.
A point.
Maybe that's where the layers were coming from. But okay, so gotta go
what
to
else?
We were
just knocked down by those final 2 words. I mean, all other thoughts about the episode just flew out of my head and onto the floor.
With Rory being pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Initially, it was just like, I didn't like it at all, but now I understand the conversation she was having with her dad.
All those final conversations did make a lot more sense.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the conversation with her dad was like awkward because you could clearly tell there was some scheduling conflicts, and I don't think they were filming at the same time. It made for a very choppy, like uncomfortable to watch scene. Yeah, and I don't know if that was necessarily like an artistic choice or if it was more scheduling conflict.
What else happened this episode? Oh yeah,
Suki,
Lorelai and Luke decide to get married.
Oh yeah,
yes.
They do get married. Kirk goes and decorates the town in the most adorable kind of Alice in Wonderland way,
so cute.
themed experience, which was kind of like odd. I know, he thinks that he ruined it, but it's absolutely amazing and wonderful. But I don't really understand like the CGI like petals coming from the sky. Like, what was that?
Maybe it's all a dream, Becca. Maybe it's just one bad dream where the ending of the dream is Rory saying that she's pregnant. And then we all wake up.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it though, Rory is an adult with a very rich father and a very rich grandmother and a very rich baby daddy. So you know what? If I was gonna get unexpectedly pregnant by somebody, I guess I would want to get unexpectedly pregnant by a very wealthy person with a very wealthy family behind me, because you don't really have to worry about too much. I'm just saying, with my Yale degree on top of it. I mean, really, she's freaking out, but just be a freelance writer. You'll figure it out.
Oh.
I don't know. I just don't think like money is something that Rory necessarily has to stress about.
Oh, probably not. No.
No.
Yeah. So, Sookie.
Let's talk about her. It was really cute. I really liked how they brought her back, and I liked how they made it so, you know, she's smelling all the different smells from the different chefs, and I thought that was really sweet and cute.
That was cute. I
did want to see Lorelai in a wedding dress. I was kind of like interested in that, but I do love how they brought back Celine, the fashion the fashion designer. I thought she's great. Really funny. I love her character, so that was kind of cool to see her.
It was nice to see Emily find some peace.
Yes, she did. And she kind of like found her like own little surrogate family and her maid's family.
I'm so happy with how that storyline turned out, actually. It was really sweet.
I did like in fall how her story came out, and that she's like a docent, and that she has a nice smaller home, because I mean, having a huge house and being by yourself, even with like your maid and her entire Winchester family, Winchester mystery family, I mean, it's still a lot of space, and also you end up having like the ghost of the person that you love sort of constantly there, and it can be very hard to live when you have a ghost sort of kind of surrounding you in such a big estate like that. So I really like that she kind of downsized a little bit, went to beautiful Nantucket, and is scaring young children with tales of whale hunting.
It was terrifying.
And honestly, it really made me want to read Moby Dick. I'm like, I've never read Moby Dick, but I'm like, I kind of want to read some Melville.
Yeah, you got to check it off your bucket list.
Tink. Loved the opening with like the Skull and Bones buddies, like Colin and Finn and all of that. I loved that opening. But what I found so interesting, or was really cute, was when she was saying goodbye to them, and it was total like Wizard of Oz reference, because they are sort of like this magical Oz-like existence going and, you know, buying out clubs and that whole Skull and Bones things. And so her leaving them is kind of like leaving Oz, like leaving Logan, leaving that kind of world. She was like leaving a different world.
Right.
And like saying goodbye to it.
Right.
And so I liked the Wizard of Oz reference. Maybe I'm reading too much into it because that's just kind of what I do with my life. But I really enjoyed that. You're still hung up on the last words, huh?
That's all I can think about. It's replaying in my mind over and over on a loop.
Oh, but, and I guess it wasn't necessarily that they did not make it clear, but I did like how they very much clarified that the fact that Logan's engagement is dynastic. And so, you know, when you come from a family of such influence, your marriage can still be sort of old school political alliance kind of thing. Like,
but what about the Gilmore name?
I guess it doesn't qualify for Huntsberger. Well, I mean, that was the whole thing in like season 6 with like Logan and Rory, was that Rory was not, she did not meet that, but yeah, she doesn't rank to where she needs to rank to be with him. So I sobbed. I was crying. I brought out the tissues. Tissues had to be brought out during the dad talk, and Lorelai calling her mom and sharing her favorite dad story. That just, woo!
It was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Just touching.
That
just goes to show that like that story was there, but you know.
Yeah, it just needed to be found, and sort of, it needed to be pulled out of, fudge, I'm gonna cry. It needed to be pulled out away from all the other BS that sort of like infiltrated her relationship with her father. And I think in that moment, there was no more BS. It was kind of like the BS was all let go, and so she was able to sort of just like find that real story that had her relationship with her dad. So I loved that Emily said vagina house.
It sounded like she didn't even say that though. It sounded like she said vagine house.
Vagina house? No, she said vagina house. She's like, it was previously called the clam shack, possibly because vagina house was taken. So
funny.
That was amazing, having Emily say vagina house.
Vagina house and
Vagina
booty
house.
buddies.
And booty buddies. She's just getting
2 great phrases from Emily Gilmore in this
booty
revival.
buddies and vagina house.
Yes.
So good. Oh, I loved that they went and pulled in the reference to when she initially asked for money, and then she's like, so close. And then, once again, it's so close. And I just thought that was really, really cute, and
so good.
I love that. And I love knowing that Michelle's gonna stay around, you know, now that she could expand.
Right.
And that he wanted to stay. But I think more so than anything else that this, like, a year in the life really shows is how you do have to grow. Like, there's no way to avoid not growing. Like, you have to grow. And if you aren't growing, it does feel awkward. It does feel stagnant. It does feel restless, and like something is out of place, and you can become very complacent in just the day-to-day. And it's like within growing, that's when everything is exciting. Like that's when life can be exciting, is when you grow. So it's like, even with Luke not wanting to expand his diner, he's like, you know, getting married with Lorelai.
Yeah, they did a really great job at kind of capturing all of these really awkward stages that come with change and growth. And it's like not all one smooth ride up. There are huge bumps and like pitfalls along the way, but
yeah, they really did that well. And you know, seasons and different seasons of life, and it never stops. And I just really enjoyed how they just talked about the realness of not knowing where you are, or having a plan and then the plan not working out, so then you have to shift gears and figure out a different plan. Or if you're not even sure what the plan is, you're just sort of like going along with life to see what plan presents itself. You know, like how Rory, she had no idea what she wanted to do, but Jess gave her a plan. And Jesus Christ, Rory, why are you not with Jess?
Oh my gosh, that moment when he is exiting their house and he looks in the window at Rory with his like, his
back
bag
on
over his shoulder, and he just looks like he's not over her, and I'm just like, damn it, you guys, why?
I was like, I could have totally done with like 30 more minutes on that like show, on this episode, so they could like kiss or something.
You and me both.
But I guess then that's like a whole other thing, is the whole, oh my lord, Rory is pregnant, she's gonna have a kid, it's gonna be another 10 years, 10, 15 years, and then she'll get with Jess. It's a Lorelai and Luke all over again.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes.
You know? Oh, that, it's like, it's
mean,
ending, they ended it on a cliffhanger, kind of. I mean, you can draw your own conclusions on when and how it happened, but it's just kind of like dropping a bomb and then, you know,
well, I think
cutting to credits.
Also, at the same time, I don't feel like it's really that big of a bomb. Like, I feel like I'm not necessarily wanting to know how, like, Rory raises her kid or, like, anything like that, because I feel like it's just going to be a repeat. The story's not going to be that much different.
Maybe that's the whole plan, huh?
Then the story.
Sherman Palladino? I don't know.
I don't know. But it's just like, I just feel like it's not going to be that much different than the story of Lorelai and Rory, and obviously Rory's going to get with Jess in like 15 years.
Yeah.
I thought when Lorelai gave the book back to Rory to just said like, just write it and I'll read it, I felt Lorelai was doing the motherly thing.
Sure.
Which obviously during summer I was like seeing it as from like an individual standpoint, like this is my story, I don't want you to share my story, like this how do you have the right to share my story? But then I'm also not a mother. And I think in the fall, you know, Lorelai comes to that like mother moment and wanting her daughter to succeed and flourish and grow at all costs, even if that might be to the cost of her own privacy.
And it helps that the dust had settled a bit at that point, and you know, Rory came to her with these pages, and I'm sure that she could really see how passionate Rory was about the project, and just, you know, probably having faith in her daughter to tell their story in a really amazing way. So that was a really like touching moment.
Yeah, and be able to tell a story with integrity.
Right.
I felt like that was kind of the whole thing. It's like she trusted her daughter to tell the story with integrity, and as a mother, giving up her own like selfish desires and wanting to keep it private, like giving it to her daughter. Yeah, it's done. Kind of have that feeling of like, what do I do next? What do I have to look forward to next? What's life? Where do I go from here? Where you lead, I will follow anywhere that you tell me to. If you need me to be with you, I will follow where you lead. Okay, I think on that note, we are done. I've had a lot of fun today.
It's been so much fun.
So, thank you so much for watching Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life, Liz and Becca recap discussion as we binge ate and binge watched the Gilmore Girls today, eating in true Gilmore Girl fashion with Chinese food, burgers and french fries, pancakes and bacon, coffee. So good. If you like my channel and you like Miss Liz and I, please tell me down in the comments below and subscribe. And check out all the other seasons that we did, or if this is like the one long video of all the seasons together.
Thanks for sticking it out.
Thanks for sticking around, because this is probably like a 30-minute video. So you're just incredibly awesome. Give yourself a gold star. And yeah, I mean, I'm like, where do I go from here? And I'm like, vlog this. That's what I'm doing.
You have that project to look forward to.
I have that project to look forward to. I think this is probably my biggest YouTube project I've ever done.
You know what? If you want to see her do Vlogmas, and I know you do, subscribe to this one. It'll be fun. Last year's was super fun.
Aw, thanks. Thanks, Liz. And yeah, you'll probably see her in Vlogmas. She'll come back. She'll come back around.
I'll come about.
We'll come back around. Who knows? If you want us to do more discussion videos of television shows,
let us know.
Let us know, and feel free to comment. But alright, I'm going to sign out because it's like midnight.
Yes.
At this point.
We are. Bye.
We are done.